Hi, welcome to this episode of the Mighty Podcast with me, your host, Kasonde Emmanuel, as we discuss school politics. In light of discussing school politics, we talk about the electoral period that the Copperbelt Law Association is about to enter. And to discuss this very important matter, I have a level of expertise that I feel will be very important to discuss the subject matter. With me in studio, I have Mr. Anthony, the former president of the Copperbelt Law Association. Mr. Anthony, how are you?
I'm very fine. How are you doing?
I'm very blessed. To just get the ball rolling, my first question for you is, who is Anthony? Because we've known you as special counsel. I know many people know you as special counsel, but I would like you to just give insight on who special counsel really is.
There isn't much to my name. Anton Senkwire, aka Special Counsel, or Mr. AC, is simply an African child, as I call myself. Anthony is a young man who is passionate about Africa, who is passionate about service to other people. And because of that, I only believe in two principles as a person. The first principle is that service above self, and the other principle is that look at the man behind you. So that's who basically Anthony is. Thank you.
Okay. To just discuss something. I know you have served in different roles, but one role I'm very interested in today is your role as Cula president. So in that capacity, I know you had a vision. I think I attended your debate night and I heard you speak, and I think from that day the members of the association fell in love with the idea that you sold to them. I would just like you to give highlight on what your desire and your passion was, or your drive was, when it comes to the association.
To begin with, in my second year at the Copperbelt University, I served as the projects coordinator under our association, and that was my first leadership position. And when I served as the projects coordinator, I noticed one thing. I noticed that if I was to go on the position of the president, there is much that I could achieve as a person, also working together with the executive team. When I served as the projects coordinator, I introduced the legal competitions. So, in as much as we had the entire executive team, but not every member was participating. So I thought perhaps uh, come next academic year, I could go on the position of the president and then maybe be the one in command to just ensure that we work as a team and achieve as many things as we can.
Okay. I know you've had different wins in different capacity sitting as president. I would just like you to give different highlights on the different wins you've had as president of the Copperbelt Law Association.
Thank you for that question. Serving as the president of the Copperbelt University Law Association, I've had to interact with many people because I believe in inclusivity, and I'm a person who is open to ideas. So when I was the president of the Copperbelt University Law Association, I used to listen to people and see uh, how we can get the ideas and turn them into achievements. I'll give you an example of a good friend of mine, David Musakanya. He said, special counsel, you see, we can organize a law conference for the females, and I got that idea, and indeed we sat, deliberated upon it, and organized the first ever female uh, law conference at the Copperbelt University, and we invited Madam Chilinda as well as other legal professionals who came and speak at the occasion. The other thing that we did as an association was also having a second edition of the legal competitions, where the first ever School of Humanities debate for first years. We also organized some sports event, And it was under my leadership that we actually bought the first football for the association. Okay. So, in as much as we did not do much, but I can say we 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 had to we had to do one or two things for the association, and yeah, I hope the next executive might continue in the same trajectory.
Okay. I not being biased because I'm also part of your association by default. I feel the law association and lawyers in general at the Copperbelt University are not seen for who we are. I feel they're a group of people that are special, and in every living environment, when you have a lawyer, people who understand the law, it is a privilege. But I feel for the association over the years and the time I've spent here, it's we cannot see its efficacy, we cannot see its vibrancy. It has no strong touch on what Kubusu is. Even in different capacities, I feel the law association should have a role. It should be, a very important and integral part to different spheres, even when we reach at the Kubusu level. So, in your own words, what do you think can be done to bring back the vibrancy and to put Cula in the place it needs to be?
Yeah, thank you. I think the first thing is passion. One thing I've realized is that as law students at the Copperbelt University, we lack passion in the affairs of our association. There are many a times when people want to be in leadership positions, uh, or because they want to benefit from the association. Now, I always say when you look at leadership, it is not about what you get from the association. Rather, it's about what you give. And whether you are in a position of leadership or not doesn't matter. What matters is your contribution. Then the other thing you mentioned, Kobus level, is that yeah, most of the students at the Copperbelt University, they think law students have an agenda when, in fact, law students doesn't have an agenda of their own. So when we are telling the students to say there are certain positions within Kobuso that are just supposed to be held by law students, they think, we are trying to be we're trying to maybe advance a certain agenda. For example, in the guild judiciary, we are only supposed to have law students there because when a petition, for example, the current petition that we're having, when a petition is taken, you will need people who know the law to give a remedy or to interpret the constitution. So again, there are key positions such as the position of the speaker of the SRC. Again, on that position, you need a law student. Now, when you say this, people think it's an agenda. So yeah, perhaps the first thing that we can do is develop passion within ourselves as law students, then be able to sell out our vision to the entire CBU populace so that they can understand what we mean when we say, okay, these positions are supposed to be held by law students. Indeed.
Members of the noble profession. Yes. Just to go back to our main thought, and I think we'll tie everything at this point. Cula is about to go into a very sensitive period, a very important period, a milestone, as we understand that the baton is about to be passed on to the next generation or the next brand of leaders that are in hope, will take Cula to greater heights and will, continue the vision and the dream that you had. Yeah. So, in that thought, what do you think is the criteria when it comes to leadership under Cula? And what, because I know you've served and you understand how these things work, and I'm a firm believer that it's not really about aspiring for a position, but you must know that there are ways in which things can be done. You just don't wake up with a dream, say, I'm going to change things. No, you must understand the system. You find the loopholes in the system that can allow or facilitate for change. So what is the caliber, or what kind of leaders do you think the association needs?
Yeah, well, I think the association being a young association, the association is looking for leaders who do not want to benefit from the association, but rather leaders who want to give to the association. So we need someone who is passionate about working, someone who can give their all in terms of leadership and fight for the association. Uh, in that sense, what I'm saying is that we need someone who is capable in terms of delivering. We need someone who is going to use their own money to maybe ensure that certain activities bring about results. So, if maybe to aspiring candidates, if you think you are not capable, if you think you want to go into a leadership position so that you can benefit from the association, then you will be doing injustice to our association. And remember, the motto of the Copperbelt University Law Association is that justice is our passion. So what we need is a person who is passionate about the association so that we can even grow the association bigger and bigger.
Okay. I know this is not the first. I think this is the first of many more interviews with different law students as you enter this electoral period. It is my hope that his message is clear, and I will allow you to just give a concluding remark as you shed light on your hope and dream when it comes to the association, because I know you are a person of great passion when it comes to the law association, and I've seen you in different capacities work with great passion and diligence to make sure that the goal of the association being great is attained. So what are your concluding remarks when it comes to the association in general, looking and focusing on the election period?
Yeah, well, what I can say is that as we come up with our vision, as we come up with our manifestos, what we need to do as aspiring candidates is basically to ensure that we come up with a vision, we come up with a manifesto that is going to incorporate all our students, beginning with first years, second years, third years, and fourth years. I'm talking about a vision that is going to incorporate all our students in the sense that when I was in power, those are some of the mistakes that I made. Sometimes you would find that you have an event and it is just for the first years, and maybe the seniors will be like, no, but are you just the president for the first years or what? So as you come up with a vision, please let us ensure that we incorporate everyone. And then the other thing that I would like to make mention is that let us all subscribe to the association. Let us be passionate about the association. Let us work together so that we can grow the association. It is our association. It is not an association for any other person, but for law students at the Copperbelt University. I think that's all I can say. Thank you so much.
Okay. In wrapping up, to all the Law Association students, all the members of the association, I've just come to charge you that Kubusu is ready, CBU is ready, the aspirants are ready, and the mighty is ready. Are you ready? Thank you very much. Thank you. Did you know that CBU has published over 1,182 scientific papers, garnering more than 10,306 citations? The university's research spans various fields, including environmental science, biology, engineering, and medicine. With about 2,500 full-time employees, CBU maintains a student-to-staff ratio of 8:1, facilitating personalized attention and support for students. CBU is ranked 5,967 globally and 216 in Africa. Within Zambia, it holds the second position among higher education institutions.